Hello YouTube, and welcome to my forest. I just put some wood on the fire, but it seems like I killed it. Let's see if I can get it going again. I'll put the coffee on anyway. A while ago, well, maybe a month or so, I saw several videos where people were smoking calabashes, and I thought to myself, I'd like a calabash, but I've got no money to buy one. So I tried making one myself. This one is a fake. It's made of one piece of ash, but it sort of looks like a calabash. And yeah, you have to bear with me when it comes to my pipe making. You can't compare me with a proper pipe maker. So I work with a knife and a rasp, and no machinery. So don't judge me too hard or harshly. And yeah, and I've got some Irish flake in the pipe. It's sort of chilly today, so I thought I'd take something strong that will help me keep warm. And what else? Yeah, was it 3 weeks ago, something like that? Maybe just 2. I made a VR to Gribbly's 3-year anniversary giveaway, and I talked about an incident that happened in Iraq when I was living there in the early 80s. My dad was working for Scania, the truck manufacturer, and Gribbs said he'd like to hear more stories about Iraq, and I sort of promised him 2 incidents involving AK-47s. So I thought I'll take them now and also say a bit more about Iraq. It wasn't just AK-47s, but I actually had the first incident I was talking about in the video to Gribbly. I heard some gunfire being shot, and I assume it was an AK-47. But actually, two more incidents I was involved in. I came a bit too close to machine guns. One was when I and a couple of friends were out walking quite late in Baghdad. We were walking from one party and going to a friend's house, and those areas were quite quiet by night, not a lot of people around, and we passed a house with an armed guard outside, and he probably thought it was strange that a group of I was 12, and so say a group of kids between the age of 11 and 13 walking around at night. For foreigners, Westerners. And he started shouting at us. And me and my friends, all except one, just kept on walking, trying to ignore him. But one of the kids, with my friends, stopped and actually went back to the guard. So we had to go with him, try to get him to leave. And when we came to the guard was asking for ID, and of course we didn't have any ID on us. Our parents had our passports, and we didn't carry them around all the time. And our parents also had the I think they called it the residence card that you had to get stamped when you came into Iraq. Within a fortnight you had to go to special authority to get permission to stay. Although you had a visa entering, you had to get there and get an extra stamp and to be allowed to stay. And a fortnight before you were leaving, you had to go to the same authority and get permission to leave the country. And that was stamped in a special ID card or a small booklet. And the guard was asking for those, and we didn't have them. And we said, we'll just leave here, and we started walking. And then he took his gun from his shoulder and pointed at us. It wasn't cocked or anything, he just held it towards us, and that had a really calming effect. And it all ended with one of us running back to the party and getting our parents, or their parents, and my dad, because I was there with my dad only. My parents were divorced, and they came. I don't know if it was 4 or 5 cars with Swedish parents showing up, and the guy with the gun just backed off and let us leave. That was the first incident. The second incident was with my dad. We were out driving on the countryside late in the evening, and it was quite dark. And the cars had the front lights. Half of them were painted black because it was war against Iran, and I suppose it was to not show the Iranian Air Force any light from the ground. So the lights weren't too good. And suddenly there appeared a checkpoint in front of us, and my dad hit the brakes, and we just, you say, skidded. We went towards the checkpoint with their wheels locked or brakes locked, and just stopped in time before going through there. But the soldiers by the checkpoint weren't really happy, and they were sort of pushing their AK-47 through the window when my daddy rolled down the window and tried to explain to them or say, I'm sorry, didn't mean to drive like this. And after getting yelled at a bit, we were let to leave, to go on driving on, be on our way. So that was the second AK-47. And but Iraq wasn't all about war and AK-47s. As I said, I think I said at least, I moved there 81 with my dad. He got a job for Scania. They were assembling trucks there. And as I was living with him, my parents were divorced. I came with him, and it was really exciting. I wasn't never sort of afraid or scared or thought it would be scary to move there. I was always looking forward to it. But it was a bit rough in the beginning. I attended a English-speaking school. There was a Swedish school there with Swedish teachers. Both me and my dad wanted me to attend the English-speaking one, just to improve my English. And the foundation of the English I speak today, I suppose, was laid in Iraq. But in the beginning, I came there when I was in the beginning of 6th grade, and we started learning English in the 3rd grade in Sweden, and we only had a class or two each week, so my English wasn't really good. It was quite poor. It was hard in the beginning. Couldn't understand what they said in the class. I couldn't understand my homework, and we got grades. I think it was four times a year, 2 times each term. And in the beginning I got a lot of L's because they had an extra grade, L, language difficulties. But after 6 months or something, I was, maybe my English wasn't that good, but at least I understood what was being said, and I could make myself understood. So after that, it wasn't really an issue. There's a lot of smoke now, and not a lot of fire. We'll see. And yeah, the school was hard in the beginning, but also rewarding. And Iraq was a totally different culture than where I came from. And unfortunately, we didn't spend much time with our Iraqi neighbors. We said hello to them. We lived in a house and had Iraqi neighbors, but we only said hi to them, never had any real contact with them. I suppose my dad got to know Iraqis better than I did because he worked with them, but I had a few Iraqi teachers, but never got to know any of them, and that was sort of a pity. What else? Yeah, we most of the time when we had days off, my dad was working 6 days a week. They had the Friday off, and we went to school Monday till Thursday, had Friday off, went to school on Saturday, had Sunday off. But on Fridays, at least during the spring and autumn, when it wasn't too hot, we went out to lakes, artificial lakes or dams in the desert, to go swimming and also windsurfing. I learned how to windsurf there. no need for a wetsuit. It was really warm in the water. And that was great fun. And being in the desert was also fun. My daddy let me drive the car when we were going through the desert. We had a Peugeot automatic, so it was just easy driving, just steering wheel and keep the car going as fast as he would let me. I'll add some photos at the end. I think there's one with me driving the car in there. And yeah, we went a friend and I went scorpion hunting in the desert one day, and we actually, to our great surprise, found the scorpion, not a big one, that big. I managed to kill it and brought it back uh, with us to our parents who were by the lake, and I took it home. But I was really disappointed when Dad didn't let me have any alcohol to preserve it in, so we had to throw it away. You'd think that alcohol was scarce in Iraq, it being a Muslim country. But it wasn't. They served alcohol at the restaurant. On Fridays they didn't serve beer. You could order a glass of scotch, but you couldn't order a beer. But so Iraq wasn't anything like Saudi Arabia or those Muslim countries that are really, really strict. But still, it was really different from where I came, and I think it's good to have been a foreigner living somewhere where you're the odd one, you're the different one. And I know that in Sweden there are a lot of complaints about foreigners, they're coming here, immigrants, refugees coming here, and then they're just sticking with them within their own group. But we did exactly that. We only socialized with other Swedish people, and I think that's a natural thing to do when you're away from home. Yeah, my fire isn't going really well, so I'll stop here and tend to it and tend to my coffee. So thanks for watching. Take care. Hope to see you soon. Bye.